Hey guys, Dustin Wynn.
Hey, this is Scott Snyder.
This is Paul Dini.
And you're listening to Bat Force Radio.
And you're listening to Bat Force Radio.
You're listening to Bat Force Radio.
This is Kevin Conroy, the voice of Batman, and you're listening to Bat Force Radio, so stay tuned.
It's been so long I haven't heard that intro. When I heard Kevin Conroy, I was like, wow. That being said, welcome to another episode of Everything Batman podcast. I'm your host, Dunk. Today, guys, we're going international. We have a special guest over here from Belgium. Please welcome to the show, Pale Painter.
Hey.
Welcome to the show, Roxanne. How's it going?
Thank you. I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing all right. I almost got emotional listening to Kevin Conroy on that thing. I was just like, I miss him.
Oh, yeah, I get it.
Yeah, it's like it's been a crazy year.
Yeah, talking about a crazy year. Absolutely. Yeah.
But ladies and gentlemen, also welcome Roxanne's cat.
Yeah. My camera as well. Did I see it?
Yeah.
Oh, really? I'm like without makeup. This is a scoop. Like in my PJs without any makeup. I'm just like a potato.
Yeah, it's let's see, it's 12:30 here, so it's what, 6:30 p.m. by you?
Yeah.
All right, so you see, guys, I'm recording during the day. It's I think the first or second day recording. This is what we do here to make sure we get some guests on. But Roxanne is a cosplayer over in Belgium. Cross paths with her, luckily, because one of our close friends here on the podcast, Bat Addict, Sammy Warrenhands, like posted a story, and in that story, I just saw this. I remember you did a Catwoman. I believe it was a Michelle Pfeiffer one, and I was like, holy shit, that's mad good. And I was like, how come I'm not following this person? Like, what a failure I am. And I started following you, and then here you are several months later. After chit-chatting and discussing some fun things about life. Thank you for jumping on and taking the time out of your day to welcome your cat and yourself to the show.
Really excited about it because like it's been a while since I've done something like this. You're also so easy to talk to, so it just feels like talking to a friend. It's nice.
Thanks.
You know?
Yeah, we're friends now. Don't hate me. So, all right. So cosplay, here we go. We're chatting because of cosplay, right? Cosplay brought us together somehow. For those that know me or or follow my travels, I've become really close friends with a lot of people in the cosplay community. Mm-hmm. And here I am. Now, hopefully I started traveling internationally because this Belgium would be dope. Right. What got you into cosplay? Like what was like the influence behind saying, hey, you know what? I could dress up and be whoever the hell I want to be.
Well, I think like most cosplayers, it's just like escapism. You just start out not wanting to be yourself for whatever reason. And I still remember like it was 2016, 17, something like that. And I was studying art. I was in art school. I remember that they said we do not have money for models. And I was like, well, I can be anybody. That was my second cat. I'm sorry.
Catwoman in the building.
Right. And like they said, we don't have models. And I was like, yeah, I mean, I can't Cindy Sherman this stuff. I can be whoever I want to be. So I just started photographing myself as different people. And I noticed while I was like struggling with my self-image because of like all kinds of stuff that happens in puberty in general, like, I just was looking for like being anybody but me. And then once I realized that I was good at it, I was like, well, maybe it's not so bad to be me because it's all relative. You know what I mean? Like if I can be, then like what does it matter, you know? So for me, it was like kind of an escape. And I still go by the same values because I didn't have a lot of money. I didn't have a sewing machine back then. I did everything by hand, and I still prefer doing it because it has something meditative, like being just busy and repeating something. And I used to go to thrift stores or take my old clothes, or I still do that. And I just started crafting with what I had. And I started like winning prizes. And I was like, wow, what is going on?
That's
And then,
awesome.
yeah, I just started doing that. And I always did like the transformation makeup because my mom is one of those people that she has many faces. Like always saw my mom in like different ways. I was raised by my mom, like by her, and she's a very expressive person, a very creative person. And one day she would have like an orange buzz cut, and then like in other photos of like when she was with my dad, she looked like Barbie. And then like a little bit later was a GI Jane with like slick black hair, like black lipstick, like insane. Like she just, and it always was like an outlet. And then when I could push that further in the cosplay, it was just like it felt so good. It felt like freedom. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Whilst I'm stuck in a situation, it felt like I could go into that world and just be there. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
it was really nice. I still remember how, yeah, how that made me feel, especially at the start. It was like so liberating in a way. It was really nice.
Where does the characters you choose to, I guess, to cosplay, does that come from the same place where it's like, where is it where like, hey, I could relate to that character, I want to be that character? Or is it like, you know what, I don't know what it is to feel like to be that character,
Hmm.
I'm gonna try that out? Like, I don't know, what's the mindset behind who you decide to cosplay?
I mean, it depends on the mood, but I just like flawed characters. I like it when it's like,
A lot of DC.
yeah, I just like characters that are kind of fucked up. I just relate to that because I never felt like I belonged. And it's also to me visually more interesting to do something that is like gritty and gross, and it's like it's kind of ugly. That to me is more interesting than something really really pretty. You know what I mean? I
But
like it.
it creates more of a creator, like you make it more creative, you make it more of your own, like you have.
Yeah, I think like a big part of beauty is ugliness. I just think when something is too perfect, like you don't keep looking at it. You know what I mean? Like I like it when there's like something off, like when there's something really like unsettling about it, which that's like the stuff that I like when it's like kind of like I'm kind of scared to look at that, but it's so intriguing. Like I like that.
Well, you're right. I never even thought about that because like, if something's like beautiful, you stare at it and then it's over. But like if something's like ugly, like like a car crash, right? You're like continuously staring at the car crash, like, all right, am I seeing everything? Am I seeing everything? Because it's different. It's like so, it's different, and you're staring at it because it's not, it's
It's more
not.
about fashion than like you know.
Yeah,
I think that's interesting. Like, have you ever seen that photo? The most beautiful suicide. Have you seen that?
no,
It's
but
like a
I'm
girl
take a
jumped from
look at it.
was in the 50s or the 40s, I can't remember. And it's a photo of a girl that committed suicide and she landed on a car and it looks like she's like laying on the car like an angel.
I think I've seen that. Hold
And
on.
it's an iconic image, but it is so unsettling and so like and and I think that kind of stuff has something really human and touching.
First thing that popped up on my Google.
Yeah, when it's like
Oh, here
it's
we go. It's for reference.
yeah, it's like accidentally stunning. You know what I mean? Like I like stuff that is like accidentally gorgeous,
And I'm just staring at it. You see, you're right. It's like
right?
it's like a work of art. As crazy, as sad as it is, it's still like a work of art.
Yeah, it's like and I think that kind of stuff really intrigues me. I think that's why I always go back to like these sad women kind of. You know.
Which explains because you do a lot more DC cosplay, like all the DC, like I always talk about like the difference between DC and Marvel. Like Marvel is like everything's perfect. This is who I am. Right? It really focuses on that aspect. It'll touch base slightly on like someone's upbringing where like, oh, this was rough for me, but now I'm this, I'm this influential superhero
Yeah,
where I'm just a perfect image. And then
yeah,
DC is like, I'm just fucked up. Take me
yeah. I
for
think
who I am.
about overcoming and DC about the struggle.
Yeah.
So
And you can tell from the movies, like you watch a DC movie, it's dark, it's gloomy, it's things are happening. And you watch a
hmm
Marvel, it's like you come out of watching a Marvel movie feeling good. You're
hmm
watching out of a DC movie, you're like, what the fuck just happened? Especially like the last Batman movie, there's the Riddler was a serial killer, and it's like
I
it,
love
it,
that.
it was it's much more reality, right? That's the way I see it, and I guess that's why me personally, I enjoy watching DC movies more than Marvel because it feels more relatable, I guess.
I also like to be like I like to be uncomfortable. I think being uncomfortable is a part of growth. And I also like to be unsettled. I don't want I don't pay to go watch something easily digestible. Then I just stay home and watch television. You know what I mean?
Yeah, 100%.
Like I like to be challenged, you know? I
Well, you
enjoy
learn more when you're out of your comfort zone. Like
Yeah,
if you
that's where
stay in
growth
your comfort zone, you stay in this box, and
yeah.
you need to grow to be you gotta get out of the box to grow. And
And that's the only thing that I hope they never say about me, that they can put me in a box. I'm like I want people to go like, how? How is she doing this? Like, you know? I don't want to be like the girl that does only a good Harley. I don't want to be the girl that only does a good Catwoman. I want people to go like, wait, what?
yeah, that's
So
the great mindset. Is more diverse.
yeah, and like I mean I think once that passion and that drive and that obsession is gone, I don't think there's like a point in doing it. You know what I mean? I think there has to be kind of like this like this nervousness around it. I like
Yeah,
it.
that's good. That's yeah. I'm with you 100%. Um, were like comic book movies or anything like that like part of your upbringing? Like were like did any other current influences that you currently have are pulled from like childhood stuff, like watching something or a TV show or a movie?
Well, I mean, I never had access to comics when I was younger. Gizmo, what are you doing?
Being a
Hoping
terror.
horrible. Like the all the armor of Elektra is like fucked. It's like on the drying, and he's like, "Wah!" Just zoom in. Um, I mean, I never like the animated series was never on when I was younger, if I remember correctly, and like comics I never really had access to, and I also was like I was an only kid, and I was severely bullied. So like, and we didn't have a lot of money, so like it. I don't think I feel like I was mostly influenced by like media for adults. So I feel like I immediately saw like the power of like fucked up women being able to like use their sensuality to like get what they want. I think that's one thing that I carried into like the cosplay, because I will never be that girl that poses in a yellow bikini and says it's Pikachu. But because I like mystery and intrigue, you know,
Yeah,
for people that watch it to be mentally just as challenged as I am, you know.
yeah.
So, but that kind of dark feminine energy, I think from like more adult media, I think that kind of stuck around, like the Malena type of vibes, you know, or like I still remember seeing like Charlie's Angels or like The Matrix and stuff like
Okay,
that. So I always more gravitated towards like women being capable, I would say, than per se attractive or like beautiful or cute. So, but more like the kind of like comic book media or like DC or Marvel, I only like fell into that later, I would
okay,
say. I was more like fascinated with like costuming in general, how costuming like is part of storytelling and stuff like that, you know? So,
okay.
because I also did my thesis in my bachelor about like clothing in Versailles and the meaning of it and stuff like that. So I was fascinated by like clothing and costuming as like a way of communicating, like of like showcasing identity or change throughout like a story or stuff like that. Like yeah. I think that was stuck with me the most. I think that's also why I like, for instance, with like the Michelle Pfeiffer costume, that you have like the stages of like how it gets more fucked up. And I like to see like, ooh, how did the costume change? And I like to like add blood and like rust and stuff like that, because it signifies like a moment, you know, or like a transition. And I think
Yeah.
that kind of stuck with me from like the media that I watched as a kid, because I was always around adults. I was never around other kids. I was like really badly bullied in school, and my parents were like divorced, and they always dropped me off at my grandparents. And there, my granddad or my great grandmother were always watching something on television, but it was always like adult. It was always like,
Yeah.
I was never like age restricted in anything, I would say, and I never really watched like. I did have a fascination with the Teletubbies because my dad worked in the UK and he always brought me stuff from like that had to do with the Teletubbies.
Yeah.
But otherwise, I can't remember ever having had something like, oh yeah, I loved that as a child. Like the only thing that I can think about that was like in like kind of Marvel, DC kind of that era like area was, I loved the Aristocats because Marie was so
Oh
sad.
wow. Okay.
That was the only thing that I can like think of like media that I was like, oh yeah. And then my sexual awakening was Tarzan. I was like, oh, yeah, great. So, but otherwise, I can't really remember anything like that. I never watched the animated series, like the Batman animated series, or like I never had any comics. Like I can't even like remember ever seeing a comic book store around here
Yeah.
until like adult.
But you found a lot of that when you got older. It happens. I grew up a lot with a dad making me, well, yeah, not making me, but like, hey, Superman, is out. Let's go watch, Christopher Reeves, and let's go watch, Michael Keaton, in the movie theaters or something. So I watched that, but then I also had the animated series. Like after school, I used to like run to my babysitter, and I was like, I gotta watch Batman animated series. And I was like, all right, do my homework, 2 seconds. All right, I can watch it now and leave me the fuck alone. And that like Animaniacs.
I love that though, because like my parents, because they were both like so occupied with their own like stuff going on. My mom is like scared of Batman. My mom is like, I will never watch that. I'm like, Mom, it's a guy with ears on his head. Like, what the fuck? And she's like, I can't watch it. Like my mom. And my dad, like I never really saw my dad a lot, and my dad is not like a geek. My dad is very like a military dad. You know what I mean? Like he's a police officer. He now works for the European Commission. So he's like he's very practical, you know, and there's not a lot of whimsy. So like the whimsy comes from my mom's side, but my mom doesn't really consume any type of media. Like she's just like this fairy by herself in the forest, you know. She's just this ethereal being living her best life like in like another plane.
And the
So yeah.
cat's staring right at the camera. I'm sorry, like your cat's adorable. It's just
She's cute, right? She's so cute, and she's so on trend now. The original Wednesday. Right, baby?
but that's interesting that you didn't have much of that influence as upbringing, but it got you later on in life. And
Yeah.
I feel it got you at the right time, because like we're going to go through some of your cosplay shortly, and you do a hell of a job, and it seems like you're very passionate about it, simply for the few years that's been part of your life.
Mm-hmm.
And it whether it was later on in life or earlier in life, it got you at the right time.
I think so.
How's so I go to a lot of Comic Cons here in the States, right? And it's so the United States is a decent size, and the cosplay community, there's like the East Coast or the West Coast. There's like they know each other. The West Coast has a tight bond. The East Coast has a tight bond. there's like the New York group, there's like the Florida group, right? Like there's all these cosplay communities, but at the end of the day, there's a lot of respect within the states. And when they see each other, it's like, oh my God, I finally get to see you, this, that,
Yeah.
and the third. And although people do mention there is, there's negativity in everything, right?
Mm.
But for the most part, there's a lot of unity.
Mhm.
How's the cosplay community over in Belgium and / Europe?
I feel like it's like a mixed thing. I feel like anime is very popular here, and I feel like anime is like a different thing from like the rest of the cosplay community. I feel like it that is very hot and happening here. Like there's a lot of anime characters and like a lot of anime cosplay. There's specific anime cons as well, and that is very like active. And then you have like all these kind of niches. You have like Star Wars, and you have like then the anime, and you have Disney. And I feel like a lot of people very much like stay in their group,
Okay.
and they mostly interact within that group, I feel.
Okay,
um
that makes sense.
so because also here you have like specialized cons. You have like Castle Fest and stuff like that, or like um Japan Con, stuff like that. So because there's so many like specialized cons, I feel like it's very like always in like little peer groups. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
it's less unified. I feel like in America, it's more of like a homogenous like thing that a lot of people are just like, oh yeah, cosplay, and it's very like all encompassing. Here it's very much like you have these little like lanes. And I also feel like in cosplay competitions here, like anime and stuff very much gets like more appreciated than for instance what I do. um like the movie stuff that's like based on like actors and stuff is not as popular as the more exaggerated stuff, I would say, in competition settings. But I think in general it's there's this thing going where, especially with Hardleys have that a lot. I feel like that they think Harley's my character, and then
Oh,
and when they see another Harley at a convention, they're kind of mean to them. And that is something that has died out a little bit lately because it's like hardly been as like hot and happening. Like Suicide Squad has been a while, it was like 2016,
yeah, that was
and
a big deal for a
Squad
while.
like a while, and then it was like COVID, so nobody did it. And now, last time when I went to Facts, actually, there was like two girls that did Harley, and they were so excited to see me, and I was like, ah, the Harley curse is lifted. Nice, like they were so happy, and I was like, ah, nice. I love that.
There's that's similar. I guess that is very similar to here then, because like we has very we have specific cons. Like there's like Anime New York that
Okay.
I had no idea how big it was until someone explained it to me. And like we have a lot of cosplayers that do both. They'll do the regular Comic Cons where everyone's dressed as a DC or Marvel character, and then they'll go to the Anime Comic Con and dress up as, I don't know any characters, something from Dragon Slayer or Naruto, are the only two I know, and they dabble in both worlds because one, they're a fan of the shows, and then they also they enjoy to make that cosplay. And it's cool to see that because like my world is just DC and Marvel, DC and
Same.
Marvel,
Yeah.
and like New York Comic Con, there's a massive anime section, right?
Hmm.
And there's a lot of anime cosplayers, and it's cool to see that too. Because like again, it's not like I'm going to a DC Comic Con and then there's a Marvel Comic Con. Like no, it's opening and you see all this, and it's very welcoming. And I don't know, I enjoy it. I want to go to an anime Comic Con so bad, just to fully experience and have that what the fuck moment. Like
Yeah.
wait, what is going on? Who is that person? Like what's that character? Just because like it's like that first time you go to a con feeling. And
Yeah.
if I go to an anime Comic Con, I'll probably definitely experience that.
Oh, yeah.
What was your first Comic-Con?
That was my first Comic Con. Good question.
Hasn't been that long.
I think it was either Facts or Brussels Comic Con.
Okay. Did you cosplay at that one, or did you just go to check it out?
Of course.
So from day one, you were like,
yeah,
I'm here,
can't
bitches.
go to a convention without wearing a cosplay. I've never done that. I can't imagine that.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I've never done that. Oh, it's so funny. I never thought of that, but I've never done that.
Yeah, I got people on the show and get them thinking.
Yeah, like legit, I've never done that. I've never been to a convention without a suit on.
So what was your experience like, and what was your cosplay the first time?
I think it was actually, it wasn't Brussels, it wasn't Facts, I think it was Starcom in Ghent. In like this there's like this little space here by the Citadel Park, and it wasn't big or anything. And I think I was Harley because I used to work for Brussels Comic Con and stuff as Harley for like the promotional material. So it must have been Harley. I think it was Harley from the Arkham games.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah, I think so. I think it was that. that.
How was that? Like, what's the experience like there? It's like, I'm pretty sure it's similar here. Like, kids run up to you and want to take pictures and stuff. And
Yeah, definitely. Like it's like with people now, like I had a bad experience last Brussels Comic Con as like Michelle Pfeiffer Catwoman, like really negative experience that people really like approached me like I was like somebody at like a fetish event.
Oh,
That was awkward.
of course.
Like very objectifying, very uncomfortable, like different levels of harassment. That was really uncomfortable, so I won't be doing Brussels again. That was the first time it was like that, unfortunately. But usually at conventions, like, kids are really excited, especially as Harley. I had a really good experience as Mera as well when I did Justice League Mera at Dortmund in Germany. That was really nice. Like a lot of girls thought I was a princess. That was
Nice.
cute. So, because of the crown thing.
Yeah.
So that was nice. Yeah, like a lot of kids, and then like also people that like wear your merch and stuff. That's really cute. And yeah, it's just really nice. It's really nice because I will never be the girl that does Disney princess. I mean, look at me, I'm like trash. But
You could definitely do a Disney princess.
you think so?
Hell yeah.
Tattoos, like alternative.
You can still be a princess, right?
Like ah.
Look at me, motherfuckers.
I'm not a dress kind of girl, I guess. I don't know.
So there's that. Okay, so you're not gonna put a dress on, all right, lady? Don't say you can't be a princess. You could definitely be a princess. You're just not gonna wear a gown.
I don't think I have like the physical appearance for a princess, like because they have very round, soft, like young faces, very voluminous, like and I'm like I have this like manly, like fucking Electra ass jaw, like like Jennifer Garner ass jaw. Is it Jennifer Garner? I think it is. And yeah, I don't know. I'm not a princess, I guess. When I look at Luna, like my friend, I'm like, yes, you are a Disney princess through and through. When I look at Charlene, like she's like, oh yeah, I get it. Birgit as well. I'm like, oh yeah, I can see that. I can see that. But me, I'm like, no. I think I would faster cosplay a male character than I would do a Disney princess. I've done a character. I've won 3rd place in Brussels as Jerome Valeska. Yeah.
That's awesome. You just don't want to do a Disney princess, but you could be a Disney princess. You do?
I do. I think it wouldn't be authentic. You know what I mean?
Which princess?
What I do? I would love to do like Aurora and then like have the dress actually change colors.
Do it.
If I could make that happen, that would be really cool.
Okay, no. When you're gonna make that happen, it's gonna be fucking awesome.
We're like covered in tattoos. Oh, she has sleeves. I could cover my tattoos.
You see how the gears are turning? Yeah, you're gonna do it.
Yep. maybe tomorrow. I go to Disneyland tomorrow, so like
get some ideas while you're out there.
Yeah. Steal some dresses.
This is mine now. Bye.
How did you make those lights on your dress? Yeah.
What's what was like your favorite con you attended so far? That you've been to?
Mm, it depends on what that question pertains to. If it's like guest wise, or if it's like atmosphere wise, or if it's general experience, or like, because it depends really.
It's just general experience. Because you're right. Well, it's a little bit of everything. Because like it's a combination of guests and your experience. But let's go with, what was your favorite con that had the best guests so far?
The best guest so far was definitely Dortmund. German Comic Con has the best guest. It's the biggest one in Europe apparently.
Oh,
So they
wow.
um
Okay.
and I usually don't really go for the guests. I just go to be a freak. To make people go like, "Whoa, what the fuck?" That like because all my girls are like that. So we're just like a group of like people going like, "Huh." Kind of funny. It's like very much like we are the weirdos, Mr. Like that kind of vibe. We're all like different. Like last time when we did facts, it was like I was Ivy, and then I think what was Charlene again? I think Charlene was something from The Witcher. I'm not 100% sure. And then Luna was Merida from Brave. Oh no, she was from The Nightmare Before Christmas. So we're all very different, and we just walk around like that.
That's what cons are for.
It's like I once walked around with Birgit as like Birgit was Maleficent, and I was Lara Croft, and that's
Oh,
the fun
nice.
about it, like you're like you don't match at all, and people are like, what the fuck? That's like why we do it, because we are just being weird.
Yeah, but you're having a good time. That's all that matters.
Yeah. I go to like a roller skating event in February with Birgit, and she's gonna be Wonder Woman. I'm gonna be Barbie. It's gonna be
Perfect timing.
Yeah, we're gonna rollerblade like that. It's gonna be hilarious, and that's why we do it. Because not because of the guest, but just because we're stupid,
Yeah, but that's what, everyone goes to cons for their own thing, and it's like, all right, I'm like, all right, I gotta write that down when that con is in Germany, because I have to hit an international con. I can't
It was
stay
like
domestic.
organization-wise horrifying, though.
Oh, really?
We were in line 3 hours and a half for parking.
For parking?
For parking, yes.
Yeah,
Before,
yeah, about that. I'm not gonna do that.
and then we were waiting for Robert England for like hours, and then he was like, "Don't want to do this anymore." And we were like,
Yeah,
"What?"
time to go home.
Yeah, and then I got to meet Charlie Cox. That was nice. And then, like, just to get our coat, we had to wait another 2 hours to get out. So that was horrifying. But it was my best friend's first convention, so it was a good con. You know what I mean? Like I had a good time with her.
That's the best when
Yeah.
you experience someone else's first con, because it's like, oh my god, what's this? What's that? Follow me. I'll show you the ropes.
And she was like, "Oh my god!" And I won European champion in Dortmund in 2017. So like, I was like, I know where everything is. I know.
I'm an expert.
Yeah, like, blah. Yeah, but fun. It was a lot of fun. She looked so good. She looked so good, and you could tell that she was like feeling herself. I love that. So yeah,
That's awesome.
yeah,
That's another great con experience.
it was awesome.
Let's go through a couple of the pictures you sent over, and
Ooh,
I'm kind of excited because there's one I remember seeing the one, and I was like, get the fuck out of here. But
what?
we'll get to that one.
I'm super excited to know which one that is now. I'm like, ooh, which one? Like the shocking one.
So for starters, let's go over here.
Oh my god, yes.
This looks like so much fun.
Right? I'm actually in real life just sitting on my couch. I can send you the original picture of that. I'm just sitting like that, like in that position, like this on my couch.
Did you post it like before and after?
No, not the before and after.
Oh,
but
you
like,
have to do that. That's amazing, because this like legit.
It's funny, right? Yeah, I remember I had a horse like that with like wings. I was like, I have to do like an edit on a plastic horse. I have to.
That looks so good.
Thank you.
Then
Yeah.
here's one you mentioned before.
Mm-hmm. Yep, Laura. That was a very last minute one. I was like, how am I gonna make a dive suit? And I sewed together like a gray Zentai suit. And I hot glue. No, I didn't hot glue. I like what do you call it? Like super glue? I super glued the piping on it on my body. So under that suit, I have all these fucking burns from the fucking super glue.
Oh my God, really?
Stupid. Like, because I was like, I don't have that chest. Those are so many push-up bras. I have no boobies. So like, I had to wear the fake boobies, and my suit is stretchy. So and my mannequin that I make everything on is just a torso. So
Yeah.
I was to put legs in it, and I need to apply the piping when the legs are in there. Burns everywhere.
Oh
Burns
my God.
the worst. And I spray painted my hair in the morning. My mom was so mad at me because I was like spray painting it and didn't realize it went over my head into her face.
Oh.
It was like covered in like brown stuff.
And it took like what, like 3 days to wash off?
Yeah, she said that she still found like some stuff like around her ear piercing. She was like, "There's still brown stuff coming out of my earrings." And I'm like, "Okay, sorry,
Whoops. My bad.
poor woman." Yeah, it was funny though. But yeah, super last minute. Glad that I did it though.
Here's
Ooh,
one. I'm always a fan of Poison Ivy. I love Poison Ivy. Like,
never done her before this year, and I did it in 2016 that I never wore.
nice.
Yeah.
How long
So
did it take you to put this together?
I usually do a suit in 14 days.
Okay.
Usually.
Wow.
So it must have been something like that. And it's all just felt on a bodysuit. And it's all individual leaves, all hand painted with acrylics, and then like bejeweled. And I made the necklace out of like a garden lamp, like one of those water resistant lamps with like a clicker. So in the back it's open and you can like push it. And then you can change the color.
Nice.
And it's just like wires and glue and like it's yeah, it's just all DIY. And I noticed in all those photos, and I was so upset about that, I'm wearing my tights backwards.
What?
You can see the ass seam on my inner leg, and it looks like something is peeking out. And I'm like, fuck me. So yeah, I saw that afterward, and I was like, oh, Roxanne, it's in the details, girl. And I
It's all right. You're the only person that probably noticed it.
probably, but still, and also I sewed the crotch shut because it was like a press-on body, but I was like, I wanted to be secure, so I sewed it shut when I was wearing it, and then I realized that fact. So I was like, I cannot take this off to go to the toilet.
Nope.
So I just kept it the entire con, and I came home and I was like, ah,
You're like, finally.
peeing relief.
Oh my God.
Yeah, commitment, I guess.
Yeah.
Good for your health. Oh, this one.
Yeah, this is
That's
another one. I'm a sucker for a good Catwoman. Catwoman, Harley, and Poison
uh,
Ivy. Such a
I
sucker.
I get it. I get it. I think this is kind of like a more tone for me. I'm wearing fake hips, by the way. It's
Fake
like,
hips.
yeah, it's like padding and stuff. Yeah. So I have like fake hips. So I've made like foam hips, and then like that's not my hips. But she has like a really nice shape, you know. She has like wide hips, and I don't. So yeah, fake hips for Anne Hathaway. Yeah. And I finished that on her birthday, like right on time.
Oh, really?
And I was like, yeah, I need to post it. Yeah.
I'm fascinated by her as an actress because she has such a range, and I don't think I don't think her Catwoman got much accolades as it should have. Like, she did an amazing job in that role, and I go back and I watch Dark Knight Rises, and I'm like, she was so fucking great. But it was like she wasn't bad, so there was nothing negative to say about it.
Hmm.
But it wasn't, anytime Catwoman's involved in any live action, she's kind of like the main character, and she really wasn't in
Yeah.
Dark Knight Rises. So it was like she was just like a background character. And if you watch it, I've watched Dark Knight Rises, God knows how many times. I just enjoy her as a character because it's like she's not the main character. She's not getting as much screen time as Michelle Pfeiffer
Mhm.
or Zoe just did in the Batman, or she doesn't have like her own movie like what's her face,
What's her
um,
face?
Halle Berry.
Hmm. Oh my god,
Yeah,
movie.
but we don't talk about that movie.
Yeah, we like
But yeah,
like Daredevil. We repressed that as well.
yeah, I probably just reminded a bunch of people about it. But I've watched Anne Hathaway, and it's like, wow, it's like she was such a great role for her.
It's very
And
subtle, like how she
yeah,
did it.
that's what it
Yeah.
was. It was so subtle, where it's like she doesn't get that much recognition because Catwoman always gets more of a spotlight on her when it comes to anything, a movie, a cartoon, like. But yeah, I'm such a huge fan of Anne Hathaway.
Hmm.
Let's see, what do we got here? Here's one of my favorite Catwoman. Period. Like this looks so good.
Thank you. It's so simple though, no? It's such a simple look. It's just a bodysuit and a cowl and just goggles.
Yeah, but then you also have like this, like you have the facial expressions up to no good, right? But it's like I don't know, it's like it's so Catwoman, like with your facial expression and everything else that goes with it. It's like I'm up to some shit, motherfuckers. Like, yeah, I'm about to steal your diamonds. Ah,
Super, I think that's super important. Like I think like a good cosplay is not necessarily accuracy. It's like
the attitude.
yeah, it's like because it's kind of it's a simple look, you know? It's like a boring simple look, but I like when you sell it, you know? It's everything when you like sell it and you can like feel it when because I feel like authenticity doesn't come from oh this every detail is right, but the whole experience is feels like authentic, you know.
Yeah.
And I think that's also I think a good sign if your characters have that. So I'm glad that you say that because that's a good sign that you're like, oh, I love this one because it's such a simple look, but it's a lot of people seem to really like think it's a good one this one. So I'm very glad because it's like one of the most recent ones, and I always want to like up it, you know.
Yeah,
So
it's great. I think yeah, I saw this episode. I think this is one of the ones I shared, and you were like, "Oh, thank you," and I was like, "Fuck yeah, I'm sharing this one."
I do my best, you know. This one is actually I did it like a while ago. I think like 2 years ago or a year ago, and I was like, I need more push-up bras, and I need a new cowl, and I need a wig that I can take the cowl off. So like you always like tweak it, and you always like,
Yeah,
you know, you always up it, and I love Adam Hughes, like his art so much. I just love it.
yeah.
So I'm actually working on a Harley based on his art,
Oh, nice.
like a classic Harley. Um, because I just love these like expressive faces, like these like ooh, like that kind of stuff. I just love that. It has like this very visceral quality to it, you know?
Yeah, it adds more to just a character.
Yeah, like I don't want to be like, oh, I'm so pretty. No, I want to be like, ah, like
I'm here.
yeah, like just like yeah, to be an experience. So like I like it when it's like expressive and I can like adjust the poses and the acting according to like the character, you know. I
Yeah.
think that's you know.
Here's of course, I got another one, another fave, Harley.
That's the classic, you know. That's like that's the one that you know always comes
Started it all.
yeah, that always comes back.
And this
Somebody
is your hair, though, right? Hold on, like that's like your actual hair. You're not wearing a wig here.
somebody was like, "Oh my god, I love your wig," and I was like, "My hair."
Yeah, because I'm like a lot of people. Well, most cosplayers they buy wigs because it's when you jump
Yeah.
around and do things with your hair, it's like it gets kind of annoying. But like this is legit your hair,
Yeah.
and it just adds to it.
I have to like tease my crown because Margot has like a nice round head. So I have to like fake that I have like a bigger top of my head because I have this weird inverted egg. So and it's like it's not as easy to do as it looks. It's not just like putting it up in pigtails. Like I actually used to when I worked for like the cinemas and stuff when Suicide Squad came out, or
Yeah,
when I did like material for like companies, or like when we worked at Warner and stuff, for like the cinema event. I used to shave my hairline for it to be more square like Margot's. And I have like these fuzzy bits that are like stubbly.
little baby hairs.
Yeah, like it feels like I'm growing a beard out. But yeah, it's nice to sometimes not have to wear a wig. I have like a whole collection, but it's nice to not have to.
It's part of the lifestyle.
Yeah, kinda. Like when you date me, you don't just date me, you know?
It depends who I feel like when I wake up in the morning.
Yeah, you know, we never know.
Now we're gonna get a little gory here.
Oh yeah. Jennifer check. Like I always I always wanted to be like the cool kid with the low rise jeans when I was young. I was a fat kid. And I still remember I had this period of time where I wear like those spaghetti strap tops and like those baggy jeans like Avril Lavigne. And I just looked like a meatloaf with a shirt on, you know what I mean? And I feel like I'm kind of reliving what I wanted to be back then. And I'm like in this doll mania game and I can like finally be like the main character. So I like to go back to like these kind of trashy Y2K type of like eras and styles and just be like kind of cringe. I like that. I like
and
a
then
little.
and then you could do it now. It's like
Yeah. I was so self-conscious about that though because I have like some loose skin on my belly because of the weight loss. And I have like this belly button that goes like this. It looks like that fish that when you bring it up it like collapses. You know, like that blob thing? That's what my belly button looks like. So I have like a like I hate my belly. So when I did that I was like, oh, liberation. So it was kind of nice. It was like scary but nice.
Nice.
Felt as scary as it looked, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
Oh yeah, the extra gory version.
a little extra gory.
I mean, I don't think that one gets enough love. I love that look. It was my Halloween look. I was like so excited for that. I was like,
Did you do this for Halloween? Like, did you go out and scare kids? Like, I don't know. If I was to dress up like scary on Halloween, I will love to scare kids. Like, I'll probably go to jail, but um,
I've never done that before,
it's
but
like a dream of mine.
maybe I should. Maybe I should, but I don't know. I was supposed to go to a party like this. And then I saw how long it was at Birgit's place. Like the costumery by Birgit. Like she's my friend and she makes like professional costumes. So she's the talented one, right? And I'm just the ugly stepsister. And I was like, yeah, I'm gonna come to your party. And then I saw how long it took by train, and I was like, bitch, I'm not coming to your party.
Like,
So
screw
I
that.
just took pictures at home.
I would have been like, I would have just been walking around my neighborhood like this until someone like hits me with a shovel.
You're a man. You're a man, Maury. Like if you do that as a woman, I don't know. I don't know. And also, I wish I went to a Halloween party, but I
Yeah.
was so like, I don't know what happened around Halloween. I mean, I do know what happened around Halloween, like the Michelle Pfeiffer thing happened, but otherwise, it's kind of like Halloween was a blur.
Yeah.
Super weird. Halloween just disappeared this year.
It was fairly quick. I was driving back from a Comic-Con that weekend, so for me, it just
Uh,
I drove
I mean,
driving 5 hours.
it's kind of horrifying as well. I've been in a car for a long time.
Yeah, just me too, trying to like keep myself up. Like, oh, I'm
Oh
still driving.
no!
Yeah, it was like at a certain point, I just started blasting music as loud as possible. And like, stay up, stay up, stay up, stay up, keep on driving.
It's dangerous.
So we're going to go with the second to last one.
Oh, Zoe Catwoman, yeah. That was like my reintroduction into cosplay after having like disappeared for like more than 2 years. And people were like, "Whoa!" So yeah, that was a fun one.
Yeah, see, like I feel like uh there's going to be an evolution of Catwoman in this series with
Mm-hmm.
this Batman. Because of course, like she just made, she made her mask or her cowl so easy, right? It was like this knitted
Mm-hmm.
piece on the head, and it just worked out. At first, I remember when they released that one part, everyone was like, "Oh my god, I can't believe that's it!" Da, 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 da. Look how fast we forgot about that, and how great of a role it was. And now, that's our current Catwoman. I feel like we're going to see a new suit, and it's going to be like the evolution of her in the next one, which I can't wait.
Agreed. Yeah. Me and my boyfriend are actually he's working on a year 6 Batman, and I'm working on a year 6 Catwoman based on the Batman, and Zoe.
Nice.
So we are definitely doing like improved suits. We're like working on that as well. I'm not sure yet about how I'm gonna interpret the cowl. I think I'm definitely gonna like do the suit like that, but do different shoes because those cowboy boots make no sense. Like no sense. I'm like, what are these shoes? Like, and so I'm definitely gonna go with like a combat boot and then like a more practical suit, and then like a better cowl and better gloves without the nails out because that would
Yeah.
never like she would break a nail. And
Yeah.
I think that kind of stuff. I'm gonna make the whip as well with like the little joints. But yeah, I think that suit is gonna go places. It's gonna be cool.
Oh yeah. Now we've covered some Catwoman, and this is like the one thing that you kind of mentioned, but I remember seeing. I was like, "Holy shit, no fucking way!" So let's go about how you felt when this happened.
Oh my god, that was, I posted a video about that into my highlight, in my creator highlight. I fell to the floor. Like I felt like because first all of a sudden I got like a message from Michelle Pfeiffer. And then it was gone. I was like, I missed it. What did I do? What? Because I could see that she sent a message,
Yeah.
and then nothing was there, and I was like, what the fuck? What did I do? Did her PR team tell her you can't post that lunatic? Like you can't. They removed it. And I was like, oh my god. My heart stopped, and I posted about that. I was like, is this an Instagram glitch? What is happening? And then a few hours later, all of a sudden it was like for real posted, and I like legit. I was like in hysterics. I think my neighbors thought I was being murdered. Like it was. I still remember I was like walking around, you're just like pacing, just crying. I was because, as you've noticed, like with my cats being here, like my cats are everything to me, and
Yeah.
they helped through the pandemic, and like it's been such rough years. Get emotional talking about it again. Oh my god, it's been such rough years, and they're everything to me. And for like the Catwoman to like repost me, little like Michelle Pfeiffer knows that I exist. Like I was like, this is like the nicest end to like this era of shite. You know what I mean? I was like, this cannot be real. I was like in hysterics. I was
That'd be
insane.
right to be, because it's like, yeah, like you said, the Catwoman, right?
I'll never get over that. I'll
Like
never get over that.
the
Like I
Catwoman posted you. She knows you exist. She loved what you do enough to copy paste it and make a post out of it, like, and tag you.
and there was like comments in there, and they were like, "Pale Painter is the best one." I'm like, shh, shh, shh.
There's no
Let.
competition. I'm just here.
I was like, shh, she's gonna shh, leave it alone.
Yeah. But
Don't
that's
say anything.
it just goes to show you like how, you look at someone of the caliber of Michelle Pfeiffer, right? Like you think, top-notch actress. She's definitely an A-lister everywhere she goes. And then here we go on Halloween, you know, God knows how many parties and stuff she could be invited to, or all the things that she could possibly do. And then she decided to go back, you know, what is it now, 30 years, and be like, you know what? I wonder who's out there cosplaying me, or like wearing my suit and looking at Halloween posts, and then took the
And like,
time out of her day to do this.
what are the odds? I'm like, I just like, and I
This is
still remember going to that con, and I was like harassed to shit, and I was like, I hated that, man. And then, but I was so proud of that suit because I arrived at that con, and you see the fucking shoe, my shoe fell apart,
oh
and then the
shit.
shoe fell apart. They both fell apart, and I got them fixed afterward because they were like actual vintage like pleaser boots, and I was like, yes, old ass fucking boots. And I put so much work into that suit, and so much work into that cowl, and everything was going wrong, and I was like, and then it was frustrating convention. And then like Michelle Pfeiffer like notices, and she's like,
Yeah.
yeah,
That's
it was,
that's like getting first place. Like you went through all that bad shit and like you still got
yeah,
first place, you know? It's
I
like,
I cried and I screamed, like I fell to the fucking floor, and I made like a video because I was like, I need to remember this, and I need to document this for like all the children. Like it's just I crying. I think I cried for like 2 hours, like crying, laughing. Like I do this weird thing where like when I arrive and I have my earpods in, I dance, and time just disappears. Sometimes it's an hour, sometimes it's two. It just happens.
yeah,
And I still remember just like outer body experience with like the music on, and just like
that's
it,
awesome.
it was so good. It was so good, and it's just yeah, it's so grateful for that. So grateful for that. I'm
That's a
like,
great memory.
who am I? You know, like who am I, little old me?
Yeah, but you know, Michelle Pfeiffer, she's also a regular person, and you know, she's gonna acknowledge it. I think it's a beautiful thing when you see people who take the time and do that, because I think
Wow.
like Dwayne Johnson does that sometimes for Halloween, where everyone tries to dress up like him, and it's pretty funny.
Mhm.
Or like
Or like
I
what
said,
it is
what happened?
with the black turtleneck.
Yeah,
And jeans.
that. When people do that, I die laughing. It's
Yeah,
so
yeah, yeah.
good.
Jeans, yeah.
Like, so he'll do that, and it's like it's fucking Dwayne Johnson, like taking the time out of his day to recognize other people, and you know, it just shows when it comes to those high caliber actors and actresses, it just shows that they do value
Yeah.
what they've done and what other people are still doing to remember their past roles, and it's a beautiful thing.
It was so funny with Charlie Cox as well. He's such a nice guy. He was like, "Oh, Roxanne, I love your costume. Appreciate you." And I was like, "What? Me? Me? Little old me?" I was like, he probably says this to everybody.
Yeah, but he still said it to you though. That's all that
I was like,
matters.
I just like sometimes I'm like, wow, like life is crazy, you know? It's been such like rough years with COVID and stuff, but at the same time so fucking rewarding and beautiful. Like I just
I
it's like
just
I'm so grateful and lucky. Like I can't.
Well, you're putting yourself in positions to get those feelings and get acknowledgement for what you do. I just had a similar conversation with a really close friend of mine, Nando Knight. Fernando, what up? He'll listen to this. We were chatting about like, yeah, for the last 3 years it's been tough with COVID and everything, and you know, you decide what you're gonna do when
Yeah,
things open up again. And I went to the 12 Comic Cons last year,
yeah,
and it wasn't easy, right? I told you before we started talking how I
yeah.
work multiple jobs to save money so I could travel and do all this. And every con I have a crazy story. And I remember like, you know, every time I'm on the plane, like flying back home, like, yo, what the fuck just happened?
Yeah,
You know? And it's like when you finally get a chance to look back,
yeah.
and it's tough because at the moment everything's tough, right? All this bad shit's happening. And in our life, a lot of us focus on a lot of the negative. But this,
Uh-huh.
when you get a chance to look back and reflect on like the years of all this crazy shit, especially like when COVID started and
Yeah.
whatever, so much good stuff came out of it. and it all depends whether you put yourself in the position to experience these things.
Yeah,
And
like it's absolutely true.
that's the thing. It's like it's not easy putting yourself out there. You as a cosplay creator, you dress up, you enjoy it, you have fun, but going out there, you just said you went through this con and you had a bad experience. And fast forward a couple of months, Michelle Pfeiffer finds a picture of you and posts it.
After a bad experience,
Yeah.
like
And
from
it's
that
like,
fucking con.
exactly.
Like,
And that's the craziness about life. You can't really measure. It's hard to measure certain things that happen because
yeah,
long term something else could happen because of that experience. It's so weird, But
like I used to have like a big account with like way more followers, right? And it was with my partner back then. And we closed the account and we separated. And then I started from scratch. And people were like, "Why did you start from scratch? Where did you go all these years? Where are all the old photos?" And I was like, "Dude, tabula fucking rasa. Like, I'm gonna earn it all again."
yeah,
Like, because honestly, I feel like it's been really tough, but it's been the fucking best. Like, I've been so happy, so fulfilled, grown so much as a fucking person. Like, it's honestly been like an awesome year. It's been a hard fucking year, but it's been so awesome. And like, it's just
just
worked my,
enjoy just enjoying the journey.
yeah, but like also just, I feel like my mindset changed a lot and I'm just, I'm just way more open to, like you said, like to like receive like positivity and just like good stuff to happen, and it's just, I'm so fucking lucky. Like, I'm so lucky with like everything that I get to do and everything that I like, where I get to go and all my friends. Like, that's been like the biggest part of this year for me. Like, I I no longer feel alone. Like,
Yeah.
I feel like for the first time I know that I'm super capable when I'm alone, but I no longer am. And that is so nuts to me. Like, it's just, I have such a sense of like community, even though like I've been alone more than ever in the past 2 years. Feel so like,
But you're
so,
not.
yeah, I also feel very comfortable with myself now, and I also feel so like appreciated, and I so much togetherness, and I feel like in the past year especially, I feel like I've been so lucky to have the friends that I have and to have met the people that I've met and had the experiences that I've had. And I'm so fucking grateful for that. I really like, I have an amazing fucking life. I cannot, like, everybody has their issues, and I think I need to like work a lot on myself, but I have such a great life. It's not always easy, but it's been so awesome.
Yeah.
It's just been so rewarding and exciting and such a roller coaster, and just
Yeah.
like, and
And it's tough
that's,
because it's tough to notice while it's happening. But when you look back, exactly what you mentioned,
I
that's
really,
when you feel it.
yeah, I think that's when life happens, like in between the cracks. And it, like,
Yeah.
I really that like in those moments of like the biggest defiance and like the hardest struggles, that's when you get built as a fucking person, and it's just,
Yep.
and you learn to appreciate all the stuff that is around it that you take for granted otherwise. And all those times that I felt like I don't want to go outside, I don't want to go to a con, I'm overwhelmed, or I don't want to go to dinner with my friends. And I always went, and I was like, fuck yeah, bitch, you did it. And then I had an awesome time. And just like, it's been so awesome. Also with the cosplay, to get back into it. And like, I noticed that I had a really hard time like focusing on it and motivating myself to do it. And because I made a story about that. I was like, motivation is a myth. You just gotta fucking do it and then keep doing it.
Until it becomes a habit.
Yeah. And then it's just been so good to get back in touch with yourself and with like your passion and your motivation, and to really like reconnect with what's important with yourself. I think that COVID did that for so many people,
Yeah.
to your goals and your sense of self and your passions and just where you want to go in life, you know? And it's been so awesome for the cosplay. It's been so good for like the geekery and the weirdness and the costuming, and it's just
Of course.
yeah, awesome.
So we do have another segment, and it's like it's a quick QA. This is randomness, just a couple of things we piled up. Normally, for the Bat Force podcast, when we have guests, any writers or creators, we do a speed round, and it's a little different because I'm going to start, and I'm going to say why some of them are different. So, what's your favorite genre of music?
80s. Like
80s?
yeah, for
Like,
sure. Trashy 80s.
nice. If you had an opportunity to have dinner with anyone dead or alive, who would it be?
Oh, that's hard. Oh no, I can't like I draw a blank now. Oh my god.
You put dead and or alive?
No. Who would I I don't know. I don't know. Oh my god. But I'm not like a fan type of person, so who would I pick? Nietzsche?
Okay.
I think Nietzsche, yeah.
All
I
right,
think it
there
would
we
be
go. You got your answer.
yeah.
Beaches or lakes?
Lakes.
Yeah, I'm more of a lake guy. I love lakes. DC or Marvel?
DC.
All-time favorite movie?
I think Nocturnal Animals.
Oh wow, okay. That was a quick answer. You don't think you know that's your answer.
I mean, I
Um,
have it tattooed on me, so like
I think that's your favorite. If you could only eat one thing for the rest of your life, what would it be?
one thing.
Yeah. So it's a trick.
Oh,
It could be like it could be something, but you could have the same variations, but it has to be like that one thing. So it's like
I mean,
if it,
the first thing that came to mind, but you wouldn't be able to survive on that. Like the first thing I was gonna say was Franspanekes, which is like it's like a little pastry, like a Belgian pastry, and it has like apricot like glazing on it, and then like sugar glazing, and it's really good. But it's like not nutritious at all. So I would say pizza.
yes, always pizza.
Pizza.
That's my favorite answer. I'll like same because then with pizza you could put
Right?
an egg, you could put bacon,
Yeah.
you could make a
Oh,
burger pizza, taco pizza.
yes.
Yeah, there's so much you could do with it. You could throw salad on a pizza and like make a pizza taco salad. I don't know. It's
Absolutely. Pizza all the way.
so many variations. And then, all
Huh.
right, so then with pizza, this is what's hard. And we had a conversation before the show, guys. So in the States, there's a constant battle. What's the best pizza? And so we just New York City pizza or Chicago deep dish. And they're really different.
Mhm.
Um, but we had the conversation. What's your favorite pizza, Roxanne?
From here,
Yeah.
this is so tacky to say, and I told you before, there's this joint called New York Pizza. And it's offensive because this is not New York, right? But there's something about this pizza. Their delivery is awful, their service is awful, but the pizza's so good and it's so cheap. And it's my favorite. And I ate it after I got like my back tattooed, like I think the second day session, and it was just like the most heavenly thing ever. Like sitting there like worshiping the slice, and I was like, yeah. And ever since then, I order them and I fucking freeze them. Like I cannot live without them. They're so good.
That's amazing. Yeah,
But
they're definitely selling water out there because I'm gonna look
they're
that up. I'm gonna see where they're selling water from, and I'm gonna see if I can start working for them.
we think that it's a conspiracy, right? It's like it's shipped water.
Yeah, it's definitely shipped water because like that's like anyone who knows pizza will say, "Oh, it's in the water," and then the water, you make the dough, and it's like if it's in the water, right? Like why wouldn't you sell water? If
Yeah, like
if
I think the slogan of New York Pizza here is "It's in the dough."
yeah.
So I'm like, whoa! Like I'm like that meme where you see like the math around her face, and she's like, "Whoa." That's like, yeah.
And like, how much water do you need? So like, if I ship a gallon of water, how much pizza can I make with that?
Yeah.
So I'm right there with you with all the mathematics and everything going on, and it's probably that.
We need to figure that out, and if that doesn't exist, we should start that business.
I'm 100. I'll ship you the water. You make the money. You send
Ship
it to
it
my
to-
Venmo.
I'll like drive it around in a van. You know, I think it's a plan.
um, Favorite country. The why I asked this is because I guess in the States, a lot of people just stick to America. A lot of people don't go outside of here. Like I've been to Portugal, I've been to Sweden. I haven't hit like um, France, Germany, any of that yet. I plan on hopefully this year, if not, definitely next year. But like you being in Europe, it's like you get to see a lot. Like you jump on a train and you're in Paris. So I
True.
I normally don't ask the question, but like, what's your favorite country?
It's a tough one between like Italy and Spain, I would say, because I went to Ibiza this year and it was amazing.
What? Nice.
I love that. Love that. It was so fun. So fun. And Italy, because it's just gorgeous. Italy is gorgeous. And we used to go to Lake Como. It's so beautiful.
I want to go to that Comic Con. I'll let you know if I'm going to go there.
Oh, cool. Yeah, please. Please let me know. Like
Yeah.
I would do more cons like outside of like the Benelux, like that like little area where I'm in, like with Luxembourg and the Netherlands and like France and stuff. I would like and then like it's just so close together. I want to go further.
Yeah.
Would love to go to Japan and stuff like that, like
Yeah,
it's just
Japan's in December, right? They just had one in December. I wanted to
Mhm.
go to that too. My friend Agnes was there, and I was just like,
I love that name, Agnes. My grandmother would
it's a great name.
love that name.
What's your favorite fast food? Like what's
Pizza. I think, yeah.
still New York pizza? Can't complain. I had to ask. Sometimes like I don't know if there's a specific restaurant. I don't know if there's like
There's not a
Mc,
lot. Do you know Quick?
McDonald's. Which
Do you know
one?
that? I think it's a French burger joint. Quick. It's like it's just burgers. Like we have KFC, we have Burger King, we have McDonald's. Um and
And also beer.
I like all of them. Especially like with McDonald's, I really, really like the Royal Crispy Bacon. That's a really good one.
Yeah, we don't
But
have that. It's so weird how the menu is different in different countries. It drives me nuts.
but I like that. I'm like when I go to the Netherlands, I'm like, ooh, McCrocket. Ooh, I'm like, "Ooh, burger." I love that. I'm still a fat kid at heart. I'm like, yes, food.
We all are. You have to be a fat kid. We're kids at heart, and when you're a kid, you could do whatever the hell you want. You could eat, play in the dirt, have the craziest imagination, and
Yeah.
I don't want that to change. I don't want that to change for anyone.
Uh,
Um, one of my last guests. I can't believe she was one of my last guests. Are you kidding me? Uh, now friend of mine, Lainey Fenney. She's known for her Supergirl. She asked she asked this question: If if you become famous or well known, what would you want to be known for?
oh my God.
Shit was deep.
That's very deep. I didn't expect that at all. I thought it was going to be like an easy one, like a rapid fire one. What would I want to be known for? Mm, for maybe for never doing things half. I always go hard.
Never
I think
half-assing shit.
yeah, I never half-ass. I've decided this year that if I am not 100% into it, I'm not doing it, no matter what it is.
Okay, so now I don't know who my next guest is going to be, but now you get to ask them a question.
Oh my God.
It doesn't have to be deep. It can it can just be like baked potato or French fries. Like it doesn't.
If you could live anywhere in the world, where would it be and why?
Okay.
Because I think
Trying to-
that's a conversation starter. I mean, it's at the end of the conversation, obviously, but I think it's interesting. I would like to know.
where, and why. All right. So that'll be the next guest question. I'm not sure who the hell they are because things just happen. I just want to thank you for coming on and taking time of your day. I know it's like 7:30 now. But it was really pleasant getting to know you, chatting it up. I hope our listeners get a lot from you and get to find you and bug you a little bit when we go to cons. Before we go off, any message to everyone out there going into the new year or going into cosplay or just anything in general?
I mean, for like all the people that are like following and like so appreciative, I really appreciate them. And also like I've experienced so much like kindness this year, which is so humbling. It's so amazing. Like I'm like so flabbergasted at like how amazing people can be. It's just so nice. Like it's so good. Um and just like in the new year, I hope people just can relax a little bit more after like the COVID stuff, and that everybody can reconnect a little bit on like a personable level and less on like an online type of thing. And just like, yeah, I hope that that everybody has like a less hard year. I feel like a lot of people had a hard time. A lot of businesses, a lot of self-employed people had a hard time. So I hope that that's easier this year. And that I hope people don't make resolutions. I hope people just get lucky and become happier, you know? I hope that there's no COVID.
Yeah, let's get rid of that junk already. I'm so tired of it. We all
Yeah.
are.
Uh-huh. And like the time flew, but I hope that it's not gonna be like another period of like we lost these years, you know? Like
Yeah.
it and
Because we don't
because
even know what year it is. Like right
yeah.
now, I'm like 2023. Like, yo, what the
Whoa.
hell happened the last 3 years?
When it felt like this, like in my head, it really felt like it was fast. I didn't feel
Yeah.
like it took a long time. It was super weird. It was like gone in a flash, but it I hope it's gonna be like a year of like growth and like flourishing and like, you know, after like everything was burned down, that we can all like start again. And then like people get to like start up stuff that they're really passionate about, and after having lost a lot, you know. I hope people are so motivated, and that it will spark like creativity. I think it will.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for coming on.
Thank you.
Before we jump off, I guess my message to everyone: this episode's probably going to come out in the beginning of the new year. I know once the year starts, we make a lot of promises to ourselves of things we want to accomplish for ourselves or others, and financial goals, health goals, physical goals, whatever. Just know that it doesn't have to be a new year to do so. You don't have to wait to make the change that you want in your life.
Mhm.
Um, Learn to get out of your comfort zone, push yourself. It's not easy. Nothing worth having is easy, and sadly that's just the way the world works. Remind yourself every morning when you wake up what your purpose is, and you wake up with a purpose, and you push yourself to another end of getting to where you want to be. Um, that being said, thank you, Roxanne, for jumping on.
Thank you.
Guys, have a great 2023. I hope to see you guys at some Comic Cons, and we are out of here. Have a good one.